Hey, this is N4VEP. Just giving you a tour of my bug out system, which is my KLR650 and my radio stuff right here in the back. Okay, let's open up the top box here. And in it, the main thing I have is a 60-watt Rock Piles solar motorcycle toolkit. I'll move most of that to a tool tube further up on the motorcycle, give me a little bit more room. Okay, this is the solar panel itself, 60 watts, and in front of it is an PWRgate charge controller that has power in from either a power supply and solar. And then it has a output that has 40 amps, so you can draw your radio directly from it, and it is a MPPT charged controller. It has capable of 100 watts. Those of you that are on motorcycles in your bug out situation, I did want to mention that I did make a classic crutch stand. I can well, stick this in the top, and then I can actually hang it on the front here for when I have to lift the front of the motorcycle. Otherwise, I just, jack up the back axle and put it on the swing arm. Just push the bike on its side a little bit. Okay, now we see the main part of my Go kit here, at least the communications portion, and we're going to unpack this and talk about it a little bit. But just before I do, let me just point out this antenna that's just tucked under there. I need a better solution for that, and it's pretty simple to do. I just haven't done it. The Bioenno battery in the battery case here, 12 amp hour. Then I've got my nano VNA with the end connectors, string, and my easy hang slingshot for putting up my antenna. And okay, what you're looking at is a backpack that I got for my 857 FT-857D, a Chameleon Emcomm III Portable antenna, and a MFJ loading coil that I can put on the bottom of the telescoping whip that I just showed you a moment ago. So I've got a fishing string here. I've got some electrical tape. I've got two things of fishing weights that go in this, top bag right up there, this little tiny pocket right here. The larger outer pocket, I have a power cable here for a tuner in my radio. And this has all the assorted jumper cables, my MobiLink TNC, adapters for power pole, coax, all that sort of stuff. In the main body of the backpack, I of course have my 857. I got a little rubber duck here for VHF, UHF. And in this I have a LDG Z11 Pro 2 tuner. I put a little cover over it, that way the button wouldn't actually get mashed and transport and have it tuning and running down my battery. But I do have an extra battery cable in my backpack that I showed you earlier in case my battery does go dead. Okay, I've got a 25-foot piece of coax and two sets of counterpoise wires for 17, 15, 12, and 10. So I use that on both my Emcomm III Portable antenna and then also my Ultimax. It seems to help a little bit. I think it's more about positioning the wires and choking. Normally I have ferrites on the coax, but I went to the part to do QRP and I forgot my fishing weights and end up losing a few ferrites to get my antenna up in the tree. Okay, this is my Ultimax 49-to-1 transformer with the ugly choke balun beams. I don't have my ferrites, and I've got a couple of wires I usually attach to ground rods. I've just attached them to this fence and chain link with a spring clamp. and I think that'll do me pretty good. Okay, so there's my station over there. Now I'm going to show you the rest of the set. Station's in the background there. Here's a canopy of trees, so everything is going over the 135-foot wire. 5-foot wire continues over the canopy, and then it goes to another tree where I've got it tied off above the chain link fence. So I've used this fence before as a reflector, and it does do me well. Before I didn't have the whole antenna over it. Now I've got the whole antenna. I just turned on the radio, found the 17-meter net. Antenna seems fine. There's my little distribution block for power. I've got it set at 10 watts, and I'm going to try to check in here. And who was the station said contact go? November 4 Victor Echo Papa, Portable, 10 watts, Florida. Well, let me see if I get this correctly here. That'd be QRP, November 4 Victor Echo Papa, is that correct? QSL. I checked in about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, what is your name, over? The handle here is Byron, Victor Indian Romeo Oscar November, Byron. All right, Byron, and you said you're in Florida, over? QSL, Cocoa, Florida. All right, Byron, are you familiar with our activity group? We're going to get started here in about 4 or 5 minutes, and we always try to get the QRPs and the mobiles, et cetera, in there first on our list, so you can see what kind of performance you're getting. Go ahead. Yeah, QSL, last time I checked in, I was heard, but not copied in New Zealand, and I was copied in Hawaii, so the bands have been favorable. All right, Byron, well, I got you on our list. It's not a real long list at the moment, but I got you on it, and we'll give you a call here in a few minutes when we get this thing going, okay? QSL, standing by. Anybody else? Okay, so far so good. What I usually do is I like to practice 80-meter NVIS, because NVIS is probably your most useful mode for communication, regional communication. But I'm sitting here and play a little bit, and I'll do NVIS this evening, and then probably Monday morning. I got you. Well, go ahead and give your call a couple of times, Byron, and say who hears me, and let's see what happens. And I know our New Zealand station is not with us yet, but go ahead, and good morning to Rick over in Georgia. Go ahead, Byron. Okay, November 4, Victor Echo Papa. November 4, Victor Echo Papa. Who copies? 5-3, Louisiana. QSL? 5-6, New Brunswick. 5-5, Pennsylvania. QSL. 31, North Texas. QSL. Take the tuner out of the circuit, and I'm basically dead flat for SWR, so I'm not going to use the tuner. It's worth noting that the Florida station has gone over me on 17 meters. I'm in a skip zone. Okay, guys, I just checked into the Florida phone traffic net. 10 watts. Yep, the station I checked into is up in Ormond Beach. That's 67 miles to the north of my location. First call picked out among 2 other stations. Check in at the same time, so QRP with a good antenna does work for NVIS on 80 meters. Florida, but I didn't get enough count on them. Alright, there you go, Byron. I heard K4VH down in Broward County and 84DO, you're 10 over up in the Panhandle, and DeLand you heard, and there's somebody else in there that I missed what their location was. But anyway, it sounds like it's working great. All right, very good. Thank you, Helen. All right, thank you. WC4F50, anybody else? N4VEP. Anyone else hearing my 10 watts besides Ed? Oh, yeah. You're still out there. WC4F50, standby.
Yeah, WD4K copies you at the S8 in Lee County.
Okay, good to know. New antenna's working good.
GP, I think it was Kilo 4 Bravo Hotel, Broward County. I can hear you just fine.
All right, thank you for Broward County. Anyone else?
This is Whiskey Golf 4 Kilo in Lee County. You're S9 by my 756 Pro.
Very good for Lee County, thank you. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Did set up the solar panel, plenty of sunlight. There's the charge controller over here, and I've got a flashing blue light, which means I've got a charge. There's my complete station, bagged up again, ready to pack up. One-man carry. Wouldn't want to carry it too far, maybe a quarter mile, half mile, no more than a mile. Right.